We would like to start on a little bit of the Vedic chants, and I think it's nice to just speak for a moment of the origin of all this. So when we speak about Vedic chants, we are speaking about word sounds, or you could say very ancient poetry that was really passed down orally through the ages. So it's very easy to go back 3,000 years, and there are more and more, there's more and more evidence of this going even further back. So it's interesting also to note that in this context, how in a certain way you're talking about these sounds that were heard before the mentalization of the language, you could say, how we have a very fixed way of, when we say a table in the English language, in most languages, it's very rare that we see a table and we go, table, 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 table. So, but you know, this is how actually the Vedic chants are approached, is that actually every single syllable has a very specific effect and meaning, and this has been carried on for so very long. And I'd also like to mention this very interesting theory that connects to these ancient chants. Is we say Nada Brahma, so the origin of sound. So it is like this, that before sound is even manifested, it is existing in everything. So everything is vibration. And it's not some far-fetched theory, it's really something that one can experience. And I often mention to people there's a very simple way of testing it. So this wood has sound, and here's the proof that it has sound. And it already exists within it. And so it is the same with our bodies, with our beings, with everything in the world is actually sound. And what we do when we create music is that we are simply, you could say, releasing through our energy this sound that is existing in every bit of matter, in every cell, in every atom, and in
finding resonance.
Finding resonance. So that was just a short introduction to these chants. There is another interesting small thing I would add, is that it's amazing to think that when we speak of something that is thousands of years old and has been unaltered for so very long, and that Sri Aurobindo actually called Vedic hymns the poetry of the future, or this is the link that he made to what he called poetry of the future, so in a certain very strong connection there also. So Gopika is going to lead a simple, beautiful chant that we can all do together, and at a drum. And you can join us in that. Yeah? The basics of chanting in the Vedic chants are 3 notes. So sa re ni sa
Start with the Om together and enter into it gently. Don't force yourself, but just gently bring yourself into the Om. So we'll do a short chant. It's Om Namaha. And I could sing the whole thing first once, so that you know what we're doing, and then we could do a call and response. Om Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namaha. So we'll start with just the Om. Om Namaha. Om Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Let's try it together. Om. Om Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namaha. Om Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namaha. Om Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. Om Namaha. Om Namaha. Om Namo Namaha. another similar one, Ma Aham, which literally means I am the mother. And so you practice your 4 aspects of the mother by saying I am the mother and feel the presence of that in you. And it's similar to the same pattern. Sorry.
No. I just wanted to say that over the years I found it so wonderful to discover, at least for myself, that you have the but it's a circular sound, and therefore inevitably if you really think in a circular way, it really is there's that connection to Ma, so there's really no Om without the Divine Mother contained within it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. What's important is also that you want your whole body to participate, all your cells to participate in the sound, the vibration of that. And connect yourself, connect your presence to that. Connect yourself to Ma in this chant. aham, ma, aham.
Let's try to do it very loud and clear, and then we'll go back to something a little lower, so that there's a little dynamic in it. There's a tendency for often people to imagine that because it is a mantra, it is very soft, but actually there is often, in fact, a very power and strength in it. So let's do that again and vary the volumes so it becomes a real experience. And of
also, in chanting, we keep a half a second between the sentences. So, like we do ma, aham, 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 ma. So there's a kind of a little staccato at the end of. It changes when it's collective. Ma, aham, 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 which is how it's done. From your heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti,
Om.